Oh, hey guys, how are you? Hey, come on in. Hi. Oh, and this is Abby. Say hi, Abby. Come on in. Hi. Hey, welcome to my house. I'm glad you guys are here. So I just want to take a moment and talk with you. And obviously, if you look around, things are a little bit different, right? How many of us have been having to do things that are different? Whether you had school online, or you're in school, or maybe you're some days or different days, or maybe your parents have been working from home or doing different stuff. I know that everything has been a little bit different, and now things are a little bit different for me as I'm at home. But as I sit here at home and I was thinking, what are different things that we have to do? And are there things that you've had to do, or maybe things that you've had to follow because you were told to do it? Or are there things that you had to follow because you got to choose to do it? I know for me, one thing that's kind of hard to follow is some instructions on how to clean out chili. Cousin Ray came over and he spilled chili all over the carpet. Have you ever seen somebody use a rake to clean your carpet? Anyway, I'm sorry, that's Cousin Ray. But what I'm saying is there's certain things that we have to follow, whether we're told to follow them or we get a choice to follow them. And if that's the case, what are some things that you follow? And how do you deal with that? If there are things that you're forced to follow, or there are things that you get to choose to follow. Hey, thanks for coming over. I'm getting ready to have some cereal here. Do you like cereal? I like cereal. Do you ever get cereal and you pour it in the bowl and you're like, I forgot something. I need some milk. So what do? You go to the fridge, you grab some milk, and there's no milk. Well, you can't have cereal. Well, I don't know about you, but in our house, I've got other people that live here. I got my wife, I got my daughters, and we can run out of milk and you don't know. And the reason I bring that up is that if you go and pour cereal and you don't know, then what do? Here's what I had to do. I had to change how I was doing stuff. Now I go to the fridge and I look and see if there's milk. Now that I know that there's milk, I pour my cereal in there and I'm able to have some cereal. Now, why am I talking about cereal? Is because, see, there's things that I would do. There's things that I would follow to have my cereal. But I realized that if I kept doing it like that, well, then I can run into where I don't have milk, or maybe we ran out of cereal. But if I changed it to where I now look and see if there's milk, or if I see if there's cereal before pouring the milk, it makes a big difference. How many of you have followed something or done something, but then you realize that maybe you need to change what you're doing? Maybe you were following or doing something and it would always get you to this place, but you know that you wanted to get there. I know for me that when I changed how I would do stuff and the routine I was following, it made things quite different. All right, so since you're at my house, I thought I'd take you around and show you a few things. Come on, let's go. So where I want to take you is a place that I spend a good amount of time in. It's right through this door. Come on. Okay, so welcome to my garage. Now, I don't know about you, maybe your garage is a little bit different. Maybe it's full of storage, or maybe you have cars in there, or maybe you have workout equipment or sports stuff. Garages are filled with all kinds of things. But in my garage, this is a place where I can go and I can work on some of my favorite things. I love working on go-karts and mini bikes and little motors, and this is where I do that. And this is currently my project bench. Right here, I am working on one of my biggest projects ever. It's a go-kart that I got. It really needs some work, and I'm gonna take it all apart and redo it, and I've got all this stuff over here. And the reason that I wanna talk to you about that is that it's got me thinking, if we're talking about, things that we follow and routines that we follow, and whether we put milk in or cereal and making sure how we follow different things, and the same thing happens when I'm working on my go-karts and mini bikes and stuff. Let me show you something right here. This is something that really means a lot to me. You're like, it's just an old torn up book. Well, it's definitely old and it's definitely torn up. See, this is a book that was given to me by my grandpa. And I was your age when I got my first go-kart. And when I got that go-kart, I was told, all right, here you go. And if you have any issues or whatever, here's a book and you can fix it. Well, you can see it's taped up. It's got pages all here because I have looked at this book over and over the years. And the reason I tell you about that is that I ran into times when things weren't working. I ran into times where things needed to be fixed or adjusted. And well, the way for me to do that is, well, I had to follow the instructions. I looked at these instructions so many times that the book is falling apart. But because I followed the instructions, because I was able to look through this and understand if I set this here, if I put this screw here, if I change that gap setting, if I put this here, I'm now able to have a project like what I have now where I'm able to take it all apart. I'm able to start all the way from the beginning because I know that I followed the instructions. I also know that if I have a question how something comes together, well, I can go back and read it here. Now, how many of you have something that you've worked on or something that you've wanted to do, but you had to follow the instructions? You didn't know how to do it. I have some friends who was just learning how to play the guitar, and he'd play it and he'd be like, oh, you can't hear it. Well, a year or so later, he's playing full songs. A lot of times, there's things that we need to follow. We need to follow the steps. But I know for me, see, when I look at this book is made by people who actually made the engine. It's made by people that know how it works and what it's supposed to do and how you can put everything back together again. See, when I follow the instructions of how to do something, I'm following them from someone who knows what they're talking about. I'm following them from someone who put that together. I'm following from someone who knows how it all works out. See, when we choose to follow something or something, is that it always helps, one, that we follow someone or something that knows what they're doing. They've done it before, they know how it works, and they know how it's all put together. So who do you follow and what do you follow where it's something that they know what they're doing, they know how it's put together, and they know what the purpose is? Hey guys, thank you so much for coming by my house. You can come by anytime. And remember, as we're talking about things that we are following, what are you following? And how are you listening? And how are you observing what they have for you? And here's another thing, is if you follow someone, but yet maybe they haven't done that before, maybe they don't know how you're put together or what the plan is for you, how much easier is it to follow someone who does know how that is, who has put that something together? And just like we could choose to follow Jesus, it can make all the difference in the world. Thanks for coming by, guys. We'll see you later.